In this video, we are going to learn about JavaScript variables. So what's a variable in JavaScript? Think of JavaScript variable like containers. These containers can hold different things just like boxes or jars in the real world. You can put items in them, take things out, or even replace the contents with something else. Each container has a label which is like the variable name, helping you find and use what's inside. So when you declare a variable, you are essentially creating a virtual container that can store information and change its contents as needed, making it versatile tool for coding. In JavaScript, the process of creating a variable is known as declaring a variable. Now there are four ways to declare a variable in JavaScript. The first way is by declaring them automatically. The second way is by using the var keyword. The third way is by using the let keyword. Lastly, you can use the const keyword to declare constant. Now let's discuss all these one by one. Now here I am writing a variable name and I am assigning a numerical value. Then I am creating another variable and I am assigning a value 4. Now the last one is C, and now here I am just adding both A plus B. Here in this example, variable A, B and C are used without being declared beforehand. However, in many programming languages, including JavaScript and Python, these variables are automatically declared when they are first encountered in the code. This means that you don't need to explicitly declare them before using them. One of the fundamental principles of good programming practice is to declare variables before using them. This ensures that the programs run smoothly and avoids any potential errors or conflicts. By declaring variable beforehand, we can establish their data type and allowing memory space, making your code more organized and efficient. After this, from 1995 to 2015, the var keyword was commonly used in all JavaScript code. However, starting from 2015, the let and const keyword were introduced as alternatives. It is recommended to use these newer keywords instead of var when writing code for modern browser. The usage of the var keyword should be limited to older browser compatibility purposes only. Now here in this example, A, B and C are used without being declared. And now to declare variable using var keyword, we can declare like this. First we need to use the var keyword, then the variable name which is first name, and then here we just need to enter the value. And this is how we can declare variable using var keyword. Now we can also declare variable using let keyword. Let last name is equal to Murphy. Now this let keyword was introduced in ES6 as an alternative way to declare variables. One notable characteristics of variable defined with let is that they cannot be redeclared within the same scope. Additionally, it is mandatory to declare let variables before using them in the code. Another important feature of let is that it has block scope, meaning that its visibility is limited to the block of code where it is defined. Now variable defined with let keyword cannot be redeclared. Like here we already created a variable using the last name. Now we cannot redeclare a variable that is declared using let keyword. Let me show you what happens if we redeclare a variable using the same name and then if we assign a different value. Now if I hit save, you can see we have a syntax error that last name has already been declared. So we cannot redeclare variable that we defined with let keyword. Means we cannot use the same name with two different variables that we defined with let keyword. However, we can redeclare the variable that we defined with var keyword. And let me show you this. Here if we redeclare this variable which is first name, now here if I hit save, you can see we don't have any error. If we check the value of first name, first we have to get rid of this line because this is creating error. Now here the value of the first name is John. Now if we check the value of first name here, you can see now this same variable has value of Doe. This means that we cannot redeclare the variable that we declare using that keyword. Now the variable that we declare using this let keyword has a block scope. What does it means? And if you watched my previous video, we talked about code blocks. And code blocks are basically the codes that are inside of these brackets. If we declare a variable using this let keyword inside a block of code, we cannot access that outside of this block. If we create a variable let city is equal to, here the value I am using is a string value. Now if I console.log this city variable, you can see this error, that uncast reference error, city is not defined. This is because the variable that we create using let keyword has a block scope and we can't access this variable outside of this block. However, we can access this inside of this block. Like if I log the value of the city variable inside of this block, now you can see we have the output of this console.log printed in our console. And you can see this console.log is coming from line number 42, which is this line. Now by showing you this example, I hope you can understand the concept of block scope. Now if we change this let keyword to var, you can see we will be able to access this variable inside as well as outside of this block. Now I am using here var keyword, and if I hit save, you can see we have the result of both of these console.log. This means that the variable which we create using var keyword does not have a block scope, and so that we can access this easily from outside of the block. Now the variable that we create using let keyword, but if we create outside of any block, then this variable has a global scope, which means that we can access that variable anywhere in our program after declaring this variable. And lastly, we can also use const keyword to declare a variable. To declare variable using const, we simply need to use const keyword, then the variable name, which could be any name like this. And this is how we can create variable using const keyword. And when using const keyword, you cannot redeclare the variable. And additionally, once a value is assigned to a variable using const keyword, it cannot be reassigned with the new value. Variable defined with const also have a block scope, meaning they are only accessible within a block they are defined in. Now if we change the color of this value to any other color like green, if I hit save, you can see we immediately get this error. Uncast type error, assignment to constant variable. So our error is saying that we have a type error, which basically means a constant variable cannot be reassigned. Now another rule for this const variable is that const variable must be assigned a value when they are declared. Now if we just declare a variable using const like this, and after declaring we assign the value like house is equal to John house, we have an error that missing initializer in constant declaration. we must have to assign the value when we are declaring variable using const. But if we do the same thing using let keyword, then you can see we don't have any error. This means that the variable that we declare using let keyword, we can assign the value later in our code. And this we can do using our let keyword. But we can't do this thing using our const keyword. Now one more thing that you should know is that if we assign a value to constant variable like color is equal to green, we cannot change this value. If we change the value of this const variable like color is equal to blue, you can see we have this error, uncaught type error assignment to constant variable. Now let's see what happens if we do the same thing with our let keyword. If we use our let keyword and if we create a new variable like new color, and here we are setting its value to red. Now if we change the value of this new color and then if we assign a value like green, you can see we don't have any error. And this error that is in our console is from this line of code. Now here we don't have any error. I am just commenting these two lines so I can show you the output of this new color variable. Like if we console.log this here, you can see right now the value of this new color variable is red. Now here we are changing the value of this new color variable to green. Now if I console.log here, you can see we have our green color because here we change the value of this new color to green. That is why here we have the value red and here we have its value green. But we can't do this thing using our const keyword. Now here you can see we have uncaught type error assignment to constant variable. And these are the some differences between using these different keywords like const, let and var keyword. Now when to use var, let or const keyword? It is essential to declare variable in your code to ensure clarity and avoid any potential errors or confusions. When you have a value that should not be changed throughout your program, it is recommended to use the const keyword. This helps maintain the code's integrity and prevents accidental modifications. Similarly, when dealing with arrays and objects that should remain unchanged, it is advisable to use const as well. If you encounter a situation where using const is not possible due to variable reassignment requirements, then resorting to the let keyword can be considered as an alternative approach. Lastly, if you need compatibility with older browsers that do not support modern JavaScript features fully, then using the var keyword becomes necessary in those specific cases. Now in our code, after our keyword, you are seeing this variable name. In JavaScript, this variable name is called identifier. And now we are going to talk about some rules that we need to follow while creating these identifier. It is necessary to assign unique names to all variables. These unique names are referred to as identifiers. Identifiers can be either short, simple like A or B, or they can be more descriptive like first name or last name. The choice of identifier names depend on the specific context and the purpose of the variable in your code. When it comes to naming variable, there are some general rules to follow. It's important to remember that names can consist of letters, digit, underscore, and dollar sign. However, they must always begin with a letter, although names can also start with starting them off with a letter for simplicity and clarity. It is important to note that names in programming are case sensitive, meaning that small a and capital A will be treated as different variable. In addition, essential to avoid using reserved word such as JavaScript keyword as names for variables or functions. Doing so may lead to errors or unexpected behavior in your code. And these are the some rules that we have to follow while creating the variable name. Now after this name, we have this assignment operator. In the JavaScript world, it is important to understand this equal to sign serves as an assignment operator rather than equal to operator. This means that when you use the equal to sign, you are assigning a value to a variable rather than checking if two values are equivalent. Now in JavaScript, if we write like this means that A and B are both equals. But if we use just single equal to, this is used to assign a value to a variable. And after this equal to sign, we have our value. And in JavaScript programming, these variables are incredibly versatile. They can store numerical values such as 10 as well as text values like hello world. When referring to text values in programming, they are commonly referred to as text strings. JavaScript is a versatile programming language that can handle various types of data. In an upcoming video, we will delve into different data types in more detail. However, for now, let's focus on numbers and strings. Strings in JavaScript are written inside either double quotes or single quotes. They allow you to represent textual information. On the other hand, numbers in JavaScript are written without any quotes. They can be integers or decimals and are used for numerical calculations. It's important to note that if you enclose a number within quotes, it will be treated as text string rather than a numeric value. Now we can write string like this using double quotes, and we can also write our string using single quotes. And these are the two ways through which we can write strings in JavaScript. Now after this we have numerical values. Like let a is equal to 34. Here we have a numerical value. And if we use double quotes around this value, then this value become a string. Now how we can check the type of our value? To check the type, we simply need to use console.log, and in that we have a type of, then after this use a space, then the name of variable. Like if we want to check the type of this, we simply need to use the name which is a, and if I hit Ctrl plus S, you can see right now this variable has a type of string. Now if we remove the double quotes from this, and then if we hit Ctrl plus S, you can see now this variable has a type of number. And by using this type of, we can check the type of any variable. And that's all that I want to show you in this video. And in next video, we are going to learn about all the data types that exist in JavaScript. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to join this exciting web development journey with us. And if you have any questions or suggestions, you can put those in the comment section below. Until next time, keep coding and keep creating. I will see you in the next video.